Sideline of goal! Lakewood are doing it! They're gonna take it! He's gonna bring down Burning. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive! Wait, second slide. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it. Oh my God! On three! They're all dead!
Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's day number 4 of the Summit 2 by G2A.com America, and I am Coddle Guy, and I'm going to be bringing you the action, but I'm not going to be alone on this one today. I got my remote friend with me. It's going to be Mr. Kevin, also known as F4L. Friend, are you there? Can you hear me? How you doing?
I am here. I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm great. You look absolutely spiffy. You didn't have to dress up quite so much, but you know what?
Spiffy.
It's okay. You're looking very formidable. I am excited to have you here in the studio, and, well, I'm looking forward to some fantastic American Dota action. We got 5 best of ones again. It's going to be a girthy day, and it might be me and you the whole way. Are you going to be ready for that?
Yeah, I think I can say the whole time.
Let's do it. It might change. We'll have to see. We'll see how much I can stand. By the end, I get a little shaky with my camera and my voice, but we'll just kind of tough it on through as it is. Our first matchup today, it's going to be Root Gaming taking on none other than the Peruvian squad, Union Gaming. So another battle of the gamings, and without further ado, we'll just kind of throw ourselves into the draft right here. And, well, lo and behold, we may have had a 6.82C, but that doesn't deter Root Gaming from getting the first prize pickoff on to Death Prophet, and Union Gaming respond by getting a hold of the Razor and Nature's Prophet.
I think the last round of Death Prophet bans that we saw this most recent patch yesterday actually hit the hero pretty hard, I think,
Yes.
at least compared to the other ones. Like, you know, honestly, the one in 6.82, it really didn't change much. Like, 20-second ults cooldown, whatever. The hero is exactly the same almost.
Yeah.
But, you know, the laning phase actually, it's hit, like, really hard, honestly. Like,
Do you think that's because of the Crypt Swarm change, especially?
Yeah, it's the Crypt Swarm change. Because not only is it might not actually be viable to go the old build anymore. You know, where people would, like, get... I mean, you would see games where people would have, like, 2 points in nuke with max passive, you know, and ults, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw Arteezy have that a couple times at ESL. He would just have 2 points Crypt Swarm, 3 points passive, and then he would have his ults at level 6 so that he could pressure the building. But I don't think that's going to be an option anymore. I think you at least need 3, maybe 4 points in Crypt Swarm. Not exactly sure. And they also nerfed the damage at level 1 pretty significantly.
Yeah.
So the hero loses a lot of power in the early laning phase. I mean, I think it was a deserved nerf. The hero was just too strong early and then too strong late. So they hit the early game a little bit. And, yeah.
You know, and it's interesting because, you know, maybe just we'll have to see. It's going to be a feel-out period to see whether or not it's going to be worthy of being removed from the first ban, first pick, and maybe more situationally grabbed. It's just what makes me more interested is it's Root Gaming who did the first pick Death Prophet. If this was all the other days, they would have been Ogre first. Give Talera his Ogre. We want Ogre mid. But they actually pass on Ogre. It looks like they're going to not run it at all. They already have 2 formidable mid laners here with the Death Prophet and the Brewmaster. So Talera, usually Brewmaster is his number 2 if he does not go Ogre. So we could be seeing a safe lane Death Prophet instead. And Union Gaming already have a lane dominator for that mid lane in the Razor and an off lane presence of your Nature's Prophet. So both teams have a bit of heavy lane dominance and push strats. So this could be a nice clash. And well, we do have a couple of stand-ins, of course, for Root Gaming, which I want to put out there first. We have Bangfish, who is a big Nature's Prophet player personally, and I believe I see him frequently over on Sing Sing stream. And, of course, none other than Ink Dota. This guy's been standing in quite frequently ever since his run through the qualifier, and more specifically for Root Gaming as their core position. And I like that Union Gaming have done at least some research to know that Ink Dota is a big Meepo player because they do ban out the Meepo. But I have yet to even see Ink Dota play Meepo in a professional game.
Yeah.
10 seconds
And you're
remaining.
killing me, dude. I just looked at the stream.
I mean, you didn't have to wear the
5
suit.
seconds remaining.
I mean, we said it was going to be a casual atmosphere, but, you know, I know you're trying to make it big here for Beyond the Summit, but next time you could just take it a little more lax. But it's
I
okay.
had to just spend the last 20 seconds to try really hard not to laugh to interrupt you.
I just, yeah, I had to get you in the
man,
studio somehow. It just
that's
would have been
good.
right, especially after I had the presence of none other than Manly Mod here. You know, it's just going to have to be the thing. We got to make sure that we take advantage of our studio space as much as
Yeah.
possible. So I do appreciate having you, of course, and I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it
so
because you're the ones who have one of the most insights for the NA Dota scene. So, you know, it's great to have you, by the way. Just some casual compliments,
thanks, dude.
of course.
And so on the side of Root, yeah, you were talking about the two stand-ins. I think Ink is
Radiant
sort of
team
a
pick.
permanent player at this point. I'm not exactly sure. I
Hmm.
mean, we've scrimmed them a couple times. He's been playing with them. He's been playing with them in all their matches. So I think he's pretty much on the team. Your boy JC apparently isn't playing this game. Apparently he's going to be playing later. So
Yeah.
Bangfish is definitely a stand-in. I don't know much about him as a player, though.
Yeah, like I said, I have seen him play already as a
Dire
stand-in for
team
Root during the
pick.
qualifier run. He played in Nature's Prophet. He played Nature's Prophet when he plays in his pub stacks. Plays it really
Hmm.
well. So I mean, I guess they have the benefit of knowing how Nature's Prophet's going to work. Though most people would know how he works by now. But it's the question as far as what role he's going to fill. Your boy JC is typically the number 4 on the team. We'll see him do anything from the ambidextrous axe build to his most recent. He did the Night Stalker, the roaming position for Night Stalker, which
10
actually worked out
seconds
for him quite
remaining.
nicely. But we'll have to see if, you know, what they decide to put him
5
into what
seconds
position here.
remaining.
They seem to be a pretty flexible team.
Yep.
Regardless, Tubby the Fat, he's going to still have to get his hero. He's the big
Reserve
offlane
time.
grab. They ban out the bat, so usually my next go-to for him would be the Timber Saw. Doesn't always fit into most lineups, but he plays a damn good Timber Saw. We've even seen him recently be hindered quite significantly in the early laning phase, going as low as 0 and 3, but still be
Radiant
able to pull
team
out
pick.
a significant mid-game phase where he can still snowball. So always something to look out for there, and plus Timber Saw against a Nature's Prophet's always nice to have. Now, moving on, they get a hold of a couple of supports on each side. It's going to be the Witch Doctor grab, which kind of emphasizes that push strat a little bit more, adds that, you know, potential stun there with the cask, of course, but the Voodoo Restoration, that's where it's at, baby. That when you do have that big oomph, the big death ball, he's right there to keep the sustain.
seconds
And then for on the
remaining.
other side, Union Gaming get a hold of Rubik, and Rubik can have a pretty
5
easy
seconds
time getting a
remaining.
hold of that Brewmaster split. We've seen it many a time all through the summit already, and if you do happen to get a
Reserve
hold of an
time.
Exorcism, that would be just so sweet as well.
Yep. And a lot of times it's easy to steal split, honestly, because brewmasters just run out of mana. You know, because
Yes.
you blink and you clap and you split, and then you come back and you're like, well, I don't have mana anymore. And he just steals it. But looks like Root's gonna go with this push-centric, heavy AoE team fighting lineup. I mean, they have so much control and
Dire
damage in
team
these team
pick.
fights. With the Witch Doctor ult, the Brewmaster split, and the Death Prophet ults combined with all of their nukes.
Mhm.
Whereas Union Gaming are going for more this push oriented or split push oriented lineup with the Nature's Prophet, the Visage,
Yeah.
and the Razor.
Yeah, the Visage
Um,
definitely adds a bit of extra, like cayenne pepper on top
Yeah.
of this pushing lineup already. And with that 5th
10
spot
seconds
available and it being
remaining.
the core, there's only 2 heroes now that pretty much stand out to me. That's the obvious
5
Drow
seconds
Ranger
remaining.
as a core,
Mhm.
and Medusa is another one. But with
Dro
Root
would
Gaming,
be really strong.
I'm sorry.
Reserve time.
Dro would be really strong. I think they'll
Yeah.
end up banning it.
Now, a certain swag team was in this kind of a situation, if I remember correctly, and they opted to steal the Drow Ranger at this point. I know, unfortunately, it didn't work out too well
Radiant
for you. It was
team
still a very, entertaining game regardless. But I was going to say, if Root Gaming are going to consider also doing the steal there, or
Yeah,
how
they
they're
can
going to
just
use
ban
their
it.
one last ban.
I imagine they'll just ban the Dro.
Yeah.
The only reason why we opted for a steal
10
was because
seconds
it was
remaining.
during the second ban phase or the second pick phase still. So,
Yeah. If you didn't
5
take it, it
seconds
looked like they were
remaining.
going to take it. So,
Yeah.
but they went back on the Medusa, which is something still Union Gaming could do. And if you don't
Reserve
acknowledge the
time.
Medusa, if you let the Medusa build up the farm, heaven forbid all the early kills, she becomes a huge, huge problem. So
Yep.
we'll have to see how Root Gaming want to decide it out. I more or less also agree with you. They're probably going to be banning out the Dro here, and then Union Gaming are going to have to move on to the next step, or plan B rather, as far as what
Yeah.
their late game will be. But they do get a hold of Sand King, so another great initiator goes side by side with Brew. You know, we've already been dishing out tremendous amount of compliments every day about this hero because more and more teams are picking him up early in the draft. Just if you have a significant Sand
Dire
King
team
player,
ban.
he's just such a huge force to have on your team. Burrow Strike has got to be one of the best stuns, if not the best stuns in the game. Just instant stun. He's got great reliability to move on to the jungle, build up reliable farm with the Sandstorm, get a good time on the blink, and then you make
10
huge team
seconds
impact
remaining.
with your epicenter. So I think all around just a fantastic hero to have, and if you have the
5
ability to
seconds
grab him, you
remaining.
should do it. And there's that Drow ban.
Yep.
Radiant
Pretty
team
standard.
pick.
They go with the Sand King for more AoE and team fight. Oh, it'll be interesting to see what Union Gaming decide to pick up as their last hero. They definitely need a core. I mean, you were saying Medusa. I don't. Would Medusa be an okay pick? It could actually be okay.
You know, it's more on them if they're comfortable with the hero. Union Gaming, it's been a while. I believe this is their debut match here in
10
the Summit 2,
seconds
unless I
remaining.
missed a game. But it's a matter of how their playstyle typically is. I'm
5
trying to
seconds
rack my
remaining.
brain, or if they changed it up, if it's 4 Protect 1,
The
and it's
Wraith King.
looking like a Wraith King
Dire
here.
team pick.
Hmm.
I actually like this pick a lot.
Okay, well tell me,
So,
Foil, why do you like this pick?
One reason I like it is because Wraith King's like a natural Mjolnir carrier,
Mhm.
and Death Prophet, like one of the counters to Death Prophet is actually getting a Mjolnir and putting it on a strength hero, because every time the ghosts hit you, it procs Mjolnir. Like it can proc Mjolnir. I mean,
Oh wow.
so you can actually get like 50 procs in a team fight, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty insane. And then Wraith King's also very good against these like AoE big team fight ults, because, you know, they use all their ults and then you die and then you just come right back to life and then you're fighting again.
Yeah, no, I like it. And their lineup doesn't necessarily have a whole lot to kite around Wraith King. I mean, yeah, they have Cyclone maybe there and available if he gets unlucky with the cask and the already stunned lockdown, but you're going to be expending a lot at that point just to take down his
10
first life.
seconds
So
remaining.
I agree with you. Wraith King should have an easy breezy time
5
through this game
seconds
if, you
remaining.
know, if given the opportunity. And I love how you mentioned the fact about the Maelstrom. I definitely can agree with that, or into the Mjolnir rather. So we'll see how it works out for him here, as it is Root Gaming who finish out their draft grabbing Tubby the Fat, his Slark
Prepare
here.
for
So he's
battle.
taking more of the
Interesting
point
pick.
now with these stand-ins. He definitely loves to play those snowball kind of a heroes, and this is one of the best if you want to go for it. So their game plan seems to
Smoke by
be
UG.
not going too far into the late game, but more as we want to be able to get a lot done in the mid. And, well, we'll lead things off here as we do hop into the game. This is our first matchup of today, day 4 of the Summit 2 by G2A.com in the America division. And Union Gaming here going right down, strutting down the mid lane, smoked up, ready to go. We got Ben Jazz who's leading out the front here. It looks like he will be playing the core Wraith King, as he has lots of regen already in hand. I don't know this guy's name, but I guess he's going to be 11080209. I mean, they're probably using aliases. Oh, here we go. We might see a early first blood here. Early static linked in. It is going to be first blood. They throw Lycus right back, and they quickly take him apart. It's Union Gaming now who strike first with a nice early blunt force down strut the mid lane and get a hold of the flimsy little support. Fishing out
They're
your
gonna be able
introductions.
to-
Huh?
They're going to be able to sentry ward this SK's jungle, and they don't have any sentries on the Dire, so that's a very good start for them.
Yeah, they're going to eliminate the potential to do the side farming there, and it's going to prolong Sand King's blink quite a bit, and that's going to hinder a bit. So Union Gaming, they are warmed up and ready to go,
The
it looks like,
battle
as they get that
begins.
first blood and take quick action in the jungle. Jericho's going to be playing your very gestured out Rubik. I do like that scent personally. Zinderals, oh boy, Zinderals is playing your Visage. I know Citadrol's normally on this team. I'm not sure if he's under one of these aliases or not, by the way. So you're just going to have to bear with me here, as I'm not quite sure who is.
Citadel would be the Razor, I believe.
Yeah, he's typically their mid laner. So would it be a shame to just say that's Citadel? He's repping the golden helmet too. This boy's
He has
got
the
some-
UG tag, I'm sure it's him.
You are mine, Tikiro Kuchi Kuchi, apparently, is the name of his helmet. I don't know what Kuchi means, but something about I want something. But anyways, I'll go ahead and let you roll on through here for Root Gaming. Tell me about these kids, huh?
Alright, and then on the Dire, as we have some action on the bot lane, as Sark uses the DD to pounce on Benjas. But anyways, Tubby the Fat playing the offlane Slark. Ink Dota on the mid lane Death Prophet. Lycus playing the support Witch Doctor. Tolera on the safe lane farming Brewmaster. And Bangfish playing the jungle Sand King, as he's sort of migrated into the enemy jungle.
Yeah. It looks like they got the gist that with the early movement of Union Gaming, their jungle is probably warded up. So we could see him lingering about the enemy side a little more often, but for now he's roaming back and all the way through. Maybe trying to help out with a early return kill, but not going to be so lucky. So just as I say that, he does shift up into his own side. He's going to get the bad news here as he sees that no one's there. Wait, what? Where are the creeps? Uh-oh. Turns the corner. Okay. Oh, Creep's not there either.
And he's about 40 gold off from sentries.
Oof, what a shame. So he's going to have to wait it out to get the counter ward action. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Tubby the Fat's going to be dealing with this tri-lane here. And he's already eating a bit of harassment. So there's your telekinesis throw back right now. The right clicks are going to be coming in aplenty right now. He decides to stop in man mode a bit, but that's not the right call. Maybe he figured he's going to be dead regardless, as he does eat the big blast. The soul assumption is what puts him down, but Rubik does get in the last hit. So it puts Union Gaming ahead now 2-0.
I think he could have just left away. There was like a point, I think he was scared of leaping into the Rubik, but there was a point where Rubik was behind him.
That's not going to work out, as he does fall and promptly returns with that TP back to the bottom lane. Bangfish does grab up the Invis rune, shifts all the way towards the bottom. The bounty was grabbed by Visage on the Union Gaming side, and it looks like he's going to aid out his Tubby the Fat brother and maybe shift into a more 2-1-2 kind of a lineup, because he seems to be struggling just a little bit here on your Slark, and well, that seems to be your best late game potential, while Ink Dota here, who normally is the more #1 position, is now the Death Prophet mid, and it looks like since they grabbed it so early, this was the game plan from the get-go. This might have been due to the stand-ins, but he's got 3 shared tangos, the null to add a little bit of extra damage, but we might see that nerf on the Crypt Swarm going to use. Meanwhile, bottom lane, another tips is happening out. They're making a go here on Benjaz. Benjaz throws out the Ray Fire Blast, but Bangfish using that invis might help him get the kill, and they will. Angel comes in, but it's a little too late, and they quickly say, let's go ahead and try to get this Nature's Prophet. Oh, the double burrow catches on both, but they still lose Tubby. But they make it a 2-for-1 in the end, taking down the Nature's Prophet offlaner, and the Wraith King still
huge.
makes it worth.
That was huge for the Sand King. I mean,
Yeah.
Sand King had no home. He was level 1, had no experience, goes bottom. Not only does he pick up the kill, or he picks up the kill on the Furion, but they were able to secure the kill on the Wraith King too, so he's disrupting his farm. And then he gets level 3, you know, the critical level for a Sand King.
Yeah, that allows him to get the 2 points now into Sandstorm. Had he had a jungle to work with right now, it would definitely work to his benefit. But
No, he's got a little stack at the medium camp. He'll probably
Yeah.
go clear that first.
Luckily,
and
no
then
mud
start
golems
stacking
either,
the
so
jungle.
it
Yeah.
works out for him. He'll move over there, has another camp over on the side if he can get to it. Lycus is still pulling the camps, trying to make it work to the benefit to get Talera as much farm as possible under the tower. Nature's Prophet, who had shifted to the bottom, actually is 10-2 in his off lane, so he's not doing too shabby. He's also finding a bit of a side pull himself. He sees the double stack camp right there and is going to put it to use, while Lycus is going to be there to contest it. Meanwhile, along the top, you see contention at the rune, as it is going to be grabbed up by Razor, who I believe is Citadel. He's going to pull up the static Link. They got big damage right now. And he's looking to take it right to him. That brings Sand King's damage down to nil. Ink Dota scouts out and sees Angel, who had rotated from the top to help out with that rune on bottom, and it will prevent Ink Dota from getting access to that rune. So he has to quickly, what looks like, send his bottle back to base and get a little more resources. Well, now Rubik, man, the shifts of these lanes just keep moving all over the place here. On the Union Gaming, now Jericho going to be at the top, taking a bit of time to get some soul XP and farm.
Yeah, he's just rotating top to pick up that experience since Freon decided to go bottom, or to go to the bot rune, rather.
He's back, and he's going null build, so he's looking to get on the action. This isn't a farming up Nature's Prophet, you know, where he might go an early Midas or maybe the early makings of an Orchid. He's got 2 nulls now, the bling bling build, I like to say, as he will be able to dish out a little bit of extra right click, maybe can move into a Blade Mill. We'll have to see what Angel wants to do.
Yeah, and Ink's definitely struggling in this mid lane. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
13 CS up against a 27 at Razor.
Yeah, this is rough, and you know, it's hard to say whether it's the players or whether it's the hero
I think it's a
matchup or
bit
the
of both.
Crypt Swarm, but
I think it's a bit of both. I think Razor inherently does well against Death Prophet. It did well before the changes, so it probably does even better now.
it's that golden helmet. He's got the shine right now, and he's making it work. Jericho's here as well. Definitely not making things any easier, because the more that Tubby struggles on this bottom lane, which, you know, he's at 4-0 on this Slark, they're putting more pressure on Ink Dota to be able to pull it out and make up for it in the mid game. You know, hopefully
He's getting his levels
yeah.
in the offlane though.
The XP's there. Whoop! Quick pounce away. We'll avoid that Hellfire Blast, but this allows Union Game to open up a little bit more on this Tier 1 tower. They would love to get that down quickly and just inherit that gold a little bit faster for
Rubik's
themselves.
gonna come down for a possible dive. To get the
There's
stun
second
off.
stun. Oh, this is not good. Tubby leaps back, but hi, how you doing? Oh, he didn't actually get it off. He takes it away. Long ball soul assumption, desperation mode. They pull out and they do get it, man. Angel persisted. They were out for blood to try to get a hold of Tubby. It takes a bit of a muscle and a little bit of effort, but they get him down there. Nice
really-
rotation. And they're going to go
Really
right for the
fortunate timing on the death pack, and two, it doesn't matter. Because the Furion's there with the Nature's
Yeah.
Call. But looks like I wonder if they're gonna keep
Dire's
going.
bottom tower has fallen.
Looks like they're
could.
just gonna stop at the tier 1.
Tubby comes back again with another TP, and it looked like Ink Dota and company were kind of considering moving towards the bottom as they waited it out a little bit, but ultimately they will have to sacrifice that tier 1. This puts Union Gaming at a
Radiant's
very
top
strong
tower is
start.
under attack.
Advancing kills 5 and 3, their first tier 1 takedown. Though for Root Gaming, I mean, they're having struggling on the mid and the bottom. Tolera, not doing too shabby at the top. He hasn't really denied.
Razor opts for a Midas.
Wow, that's greed. Golden helmet,
is
golden
greed.
glove. Why not, right? This guy is a regular King Tut right now in his
Dire's
Razor.
I mean, we
He's
never
under
see
attack.
this item on Razor.
He's just that confident, it looks like. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite him on the ass here, and we'll see if Root Gaming wants to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's your pounce. It's not going to catch the mark, and Benjaz will get away. That was your best last chance to get a hold of your Wraith King, as he's still level 5, but he's about to be level 6 and 2 more creeps, and then it just gets a whole lot harder to take him down, unless you have the benefit of a little bit of extra mana drain. But that's part of the reason Union Gaming probably picked him up last, is you're not seeing a whole lot of mana drain, or anyone who's really going to build into any sort of like Necro Book or anything to help that out. You know, he's going to have pretty much an easy time as far as, you know, being able to fall back on that reincarnation.
And it looks like Wraith King's gonna go for the Blade Mail first. Kind of an interesting choice. Usually when we see these safe lane Wraith Kings, we see Midas into Treads, and then a Blink Dagger, and then either a Blade Mail or a damage item.
Oh, man.
This game, I think it was because...
Oh, no. Ink Dota got a bit greedy going for a rune. Now he's forced to pop out the Exorcism, and here comes Angel, that global presence. Looks to move in. Can't quite commit. That Crypt Swarm, not as big and bad as it used to be, but he's trying to make it work. And they second-guess fighting into that Exorcism, even at level 1, but they catch out Lycus. They quickly throw him back, and he quickly gets blown the hell up. Look at him go as he hits the deck and quickly falls. And this is getting a bit troublesome for Root Gaming in the early laning phase, but that doesn't make any things any better because Union Gaming also hold a very strong mid game. So this is going to allow them to segue into a strong performance, and it's going to take a lot here for Root Gaming to pull it back. And that might just have to be Tolera on this brew. If he can manage to farm up this Blink Dagger, maybe be in game changer form. And now he did go Power Treads. You know, he's not just saving straight for the Blink Dagger or going Arcanes. Oh, he sees the rotation in, drops the clap, but unfortunately it will whiff right there, and he steps back instead.
Yeah, I'm personally not a fan of this Power Treads in the safe lane first. I don't think it gives you very much. I can understand if you want to opt for the Arcanes first, because you can just spam the clap, put pressure on the tower, you know, put pressure on the offlaner. I just feel like if you're going to go Power Treads, you should get it after Blink. You know, I'm fine with getting a wand, you know, TP, and then just opt for the Blink first.
No, I mean, that's definitely what I've seen more often is if they're going to just keep the brown boots, they'll just save for the Blink. Maybe some Brewmasters will go for the early Arcane so they can get out the claps a little bit more. Maybe they opted for a reliable point in Drunken Haze and they want to be able to spam that out a little bit better. But yeah, for now he's actually going to go with a better set of shoes and then save up towards the Blink Dagger. But speaking of which, there's another person who could change the game up. Sand King, he's got a Blink, he puts it right to use. They want to make it go. Angel, now under pressure here. The Primal Split could have come out. He does self-sprout, but ultimately there's someone in there to bring the vision. They even cyclone him up just in case, but that's going to make for a swift takedown. And Root Gaming desperately needed to get another kill under the belts, and they grab it right there on Angel.
Yep, good kill for them.
Dire's middle
But
tower
meanwhile, mid
is under
lane, here's
attack.
your Eye of the Storm popped here
Dire's structures
from your
are
Razor.
fortified.
Now right-clicking down this tower. They do pop out the Glyph. No ticket for you as they'll bring it down to quickly
Radiant's
half-life.
top
And
tower
with
is
Eye of the
under
Storm quickly
attack.
wrapping up, they opt to step back. Lycus is right there. Waiting about in case Makey wants to make a rotation in, and Sand King, who did not opt to level up Epicenter. Maybe he figured he was going for that kill, wanted to put an extra level instead into Burrow or Sandstorm, and we'll probably get Epi at level 7. There it is. Grabs it at level 7, steps back. We'll probably get some mana under his belt. Meanwhile, mid lane, we see the back end of that one. They get a hold of your Rubik and quickly take him down. He was just lingering behind the tower and got caught out right there. But Sand King will probably bring up some mana and make use of this Blink Epi, I'm sure, shortly.
Yep, and he opts for the Epi skill at level 7. You know, I've seen so many different builds on Sand King, I don't even know what's good anymore. I actually, personally, don't even skill ults until like level 8 or 9 because so often you never have mana for the skill.
That's
I mean,
true.
he has 338 mana. I mean, I'm terrible at math, so let's see.
Oh, me too. I mean, that's pretty much
175
you
and
blink in,
130.
Epi, Burrow, and maybe you can Sandstorm,
Okay.
and that's it. You're done.
He has the perfect amount of mana to cast all 3 abilities.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. I mean, and he has no extra stats, no branch
Yep.
even to, like, assist with it. So If he loses even just the slightest bit of blue bar, he's in trouble. But he blinks in right now. He pulls out that first burrow strike. He wants to go for Visage. Visage gets not locked down, unfortunately. It looks like the Pounce is going to miss the mark right there. And Tubby still desperate to try to finish off what he started right now. But turning the corner, that pretty much makes a secure grab off. They do a nice job trying to cut him off from the pass. And they do manage to take down the support Visage. So now they even things up, though. 6 for 6. Farm is still relatively in favor, though. I would imagine for Union Gaming, but if I look over the net worth graph, it's almost in Root Gaming's favor here. But there's your cast. They're making it go on Benjaz. Can they take down the first life without committing too much here? That's the question. He moves in, and he makes everyone get hit by that reincarnation. Look who comes in from the north. It's going to be Razor. Razor quickly stack link up on Talera. Talera's going to be forced to pull out the Primal Split, but meanwhile, Bankfish under heavy pressure as he's trying to sandstorm it up, but they see him, and they quickly take him down. Now, Razor gets cycloned up. Your Exorcism trying to put in the extra overtime. They've already taken down 2. The second life of Wraith King does quickly fall. So 2 for 1 advantage. Long ball rocket to lock Razor in place, but they're not going to look to push on in as Jericho has shown up, and it forces them instead to step back.
Dire's middle
Rubik's still
tower
split,
is under
so there's
attack.
no way they can defend this tier 1 anymore.
Yes. Nice snag. We were already talking about how easy it could be to
Dire's
grab right
middle
there,
tower
and
has fallen.
there it is. Jericho, he's going to nurse that and use it in the next fight. That makes things very, very confusing. I just wish they kind of changed the graphics a bit for each bear. Maybe made the Rubik bears like a little more black.
A different color or something.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice.
Sometimes, like let's be honest, shit breaks out. I'm thinking that
and you have no idea
the Panda
what's
used
going on.
brew.
Like if both of them use split at the same time, the fight's so chaotic you don't even know it because they're the same model. So it's actually like really difficult.
And I'm
to
like,
tell
oh, a
which one.
Cyclone's up, but I don't know who did it, on who, and where. And these bears are just they got the freaking Berenstein Bears going against the Bear Necessities. It's just ridiculous. But for now, pushing on bottom, Root Gaming. They want to get a hold of a near 2-1. They start hitting it about, and there's no contention nearby. It looks like instead Union Gaming are opting for the trade.
For top, I think.
Yeah, they're just going to go right on top right here. And Root Gaming do have a couple that are thinking about shifting on through. Ooh, Bankfish gets slammed right there with the global, so they know there's a ward nearby. But there is this one. Right here, he drops a sentry, and that's pretty much a dead giveaway. So he does get the aggressive ward out of there. But they might lose their tier 1 on top, but they will gain the tier 2 on bottom.
Tower is under attack.
I'd like to point out what Union Gaming is doing here is pretty interesting.
Radiant's
So
bottom tower
we know
has
we talked
fallen.
about how strong Root's team fight abilities are. You know, they have all this AOE damage.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have 2 blade mails pretty soon on this Nature's Prophet and the Wraith King. Both heroes are pretty tanky. I think if this Nature's Prophet goes with
Dire's
Strength
top
Treads, he's gonna
tower
about
is
have
under attack.
They all win Strength
a little bit
Treads.
Radiant
over
structures are
1,000
fortified.
life, and they're gonna have this mech on Razor. That's a lot of life.
A lot of life and sustain and durability that would withstand that AoE. You're absolutely right. But Ink Dota now under pressure. Would love that extra bit of durability. And look at the Primal Split coming up from Rubik, putting it right to use. There's a Cyclone. He also used the Rock. Ink Dota desperation mode to get away from this one, and he's linked up and will quickly be bursted down. Great rotation from Union Gaming from the top to the mid lane to catch out that Death Prophet. While they still pressure out bottom. They take that tier 1, and now they're getting some licks in on this tier 2. They know they committed a lot of TPs towards that mid lane on the side of Union Gaming, so they can't quite go to the bottom. But Union Gaming's like, it's okay. We'll use this advantage, and we'll kind of push down mid lane and get as much damage in on your tier 2 as possible. They even pull out the Treon Army. Eye of the Storm does a little bit of work, but now they're short on a bit of mana here. So Root Gaming pressures on them to try to defend this one out because this tower is actually falling really, really quick. Jump in, Talera gets the crap down on Visage. Visage quickly tries to heal up. Long Soul Subject catches on Bankfish, who does get the burrow there, and Jericho pulls out the Sandstorm but can't quite get off the Epi as optimal as he would like, though. Rubik does end up falling. Talera moves on to a killing spree with this one. And they end up taking down 2-0 thus far. Bankfish does promptly get away right there away from those damn birds. And Ink Dota back into the fray from this one. Tries to get a little bit of extra damage in. I don't know if he actually bought back. It seemed like he just died. Or maybe he just has a low death timer.
No one bought that.
All right, well, Root Gaming, with the advancement on that fight, they just move on in and use that Exorcism to take it to Roche. And it looks like pings are flying out right now. Angel, they know this is happening. They pull up an early Treon Army. They're going to scout it on in right now, and Root Gaming better hope they can take this Roche pretty quick.
Yeah, there's no way they can team fight right now.
Oh boy, Cryptform Flies can't even take down those trees. And,
Can they get it before they come?
My God, it's going to be close. They move in. It is grabbed by
They might
Slark.
just get wiped here.
And no, they might have to pay the price. He does narrowly escape not having to expend that Aegis just yet, but they do lose Ink Dota again for a second time.
Well, if they only lose the Death Prophet, that's huge, I think.
That could have been, yeah, a lot worse. But, you know, you got to say, Union Gaming, it's not huge team fight on their side. Not nearly as dramatic as Root Gaming have. Unless Rubik does, of course, get a hold of one of those big team spells. So They single out the Ink Dota. They do take him down. They
Dire's
also take
middle
down this tier 2
has
tower.
fallen.
So a nice little turnaround for them to bring back that gold. As far as net worth, though, still in favor of Root Gaming just by 2K. Nothing too significant there. And Tubby does make out without having to die from that Aegis. And now he has a Shadow Amulet. He's moving towards a Shadow Blade here. So we'll have to see how it works out
Interesting
for him. He's
choice.
trying to go more of that, sneaky build. But from what I've seen, Union Gaming, they're not big on being alone. They have a very
Yeah.
big buddy-buddy system in play right now.
I don't really think this build is suited for this particular game.
Yeah. It's going to be tricky trying to get a hold of any one person.
Yeah. I mean, this game has been all team fights all game.
Dire's top
Union
tower
Gaming,
is under
they're
attack.
deathballing. This is something we
Radiant's
saw
bottom tower.
many a
Splits
time
available
in the
for
previous 6.81, but they're making it work right now, and this is going to be another tier 2 to fall. They're controlling the map, but look at it come in from the south. They're looking for a flank. Tubby jumps in, puts work on Angel, who pops the Blade Mail, trying to make him work for it. Primal Split going to be popped, and Jericho can't get a hold of it. Instead, he gets a Crypt Swarm, and now Razor thrown up in the air. Nature's Prophet does buy back, comes right into the fray. Your ward going to be dropped, though, from a nice position. Lycus from the south gets a good duration right there and does big damage. Visage will fall. Your first life of your Wraith King will also go down,
This is not a
but
good
they're going to
pick
take
for
it right back, and Root Gaming don't quite have the potential they want to take everyone down on Union Gaming, and with the help of that buyback from Angel, they do secure the team fight. It ends up being, wow, a 4 for 4, 5 if you count the buyback. But they actually count the Wraith King death, it looks like on this post report right here, which is not really a
Okay.
death, just the reincarnation. That's weird.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Getting a little concerned for Root. They're having trouble fighting into UG now. And honestly, their ult timers, they can't fight when these ults are down. Whereas UG can pretty much fight whenever they want. I mean, they're not really limited by their ult resource in the way that Root is.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little concerned for Root right now.
I can't help but feel like maybe they did go for something different in that offlane. Slark had a struggling time from the start, and now we're kind of questioning his build a bit as far as what he's going to bring to these fights. Maybe if he did consider going for that Timber would have offered a lot of AoE potential. But bottom lane, Burrow strike in. They're going to quickly take a hold of this Visage. It's like nothing as they take him down promptly. So here comes Benjaz, though, jumps in. Wraithfire Blast on the back end of your Talera. Talera, no Primal Split, tries to pull out the... Nope, they don't have the slam.
Oh.
No, 10 seconds. It was still on cooldown if they wanted to use the familiar stun right there. So good swift timing allows him to make the escape of Bankfish. He's going to be as lucky. He quickly TPs, and he's not in the best spot. Uh-oh, Sprout scouts him out. Self-Sandstorm. It's got 10 more seconds before he has a TP here, and here comes Union Gaming. They want to make Bankfish play, and it looks like they'll get him. There's your stun's going to be right there, and Bankfish, Burrow strike again. They take him down. Bankfish on the
Space
menu.
created, I suppose.
Definitely make him work for it, but doesn't take a whole lot extra to come and take him down. As Jericho, way behind enemy lines right there, scouts out. And this does give Root Gaming the idea that they had put down some aggressive wards, which is the case, and they already ping him out. And so they'll know. They'll get some
Radiant's
sentries, and they'll
top
take those
tower is
down
under
promptly.
attack.
Yeah, and this Death Prophet is not having a good game. He's at 70 CS at 19 minutes.
Radiant's middle
rough,
tower is
He
under
does have
attack.
Yules in the phase, but
He
normally by
has
now you're
no
working
tank
towards your
ability.
next item.
If he,
Dire's
the last
bottom
fight, he
tower
just
is under
melted
attack.
in
Yeah.
like
Radiant
2
structures
seconds.
are fortified.
pretty crazy.
So a bit of a trade happening here. Union Gaming go for the tier 2 on top, while Ink is unloading with the Exorcism on the tier 2
Radiant's top tower
on the
is
other
under
lane.
attack.
And, well, mid lane, we're also going to see a
Oh, he
tip,
doesn't
some
have
action
ult
all over the
for 4
place.
seconds.
Yeah, Tubby moves in. He needs 2 more seconds. They take him down before the reincarnation's there. Nice swift grab right there from Root Gaming to take down his Majesty before he can fight to live on another day. And that is a bit of a hindrance. They move back in, though. Lycus gets off a very nice death ward. He's eating a bit of damage from the Blade Mail, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. Though, the follow-up there, and with the clap from Rubik, makes it a lot easier. Now, on the return back, still Primal Split in action. They get Visage again. A double kill for Talera. Root Gaming find their opportunity they want in this team fight, as Union Gaming are not going in as the group they had before. They're doing more of a one-on-one kind of a thing, and it's not working out for them. This is where Root Gaming's plan does thrive. So they get a big team fight there for themselves. They do take down that tier 2 on the top lane. Mid-tier 1 is very, very low, and Union Gaming, all they get is the tier 2 on the bottom.
Yeah, the second that Wraith King died and didn't have Reincarnate, they should have just left. That was so close to being a disaster for Root. I mean, a second.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
quick timing. I don't even know if they knew it, but if
I
had
don't
Wraith
think
King
they
stuck
didn't know it,
around,
I'm guessing.
they would have been trapped, and he would have been there to fight on, and things could have gone very, very different. So the timing working out
Yeah, and
for
Death
him.
Prophet gets up to 2.2k gold. I'm interested to know if he's going to go for plate mail or if he's going to go into a heart.
Definitely needs
think-
more life. More meat on the bones. This lady needs to eat a sandwich.
I think he should go a Vit Booster and plate mail. I think that would be best.
A reliable Vit booster early. I'm down with that. Certainly am. And we'll see.
I think waiting for a Reaver is going to be too long.
Talera, he already does have a plate mail. He's going right for the AC. That
he's
utility
gonna go
brew
for the
build
AC.
we've come to know and love now. Adding all the extra benefit of the aura on his team. That Vlad's definitely going to be able to benefit Slark quite a bit in these team fights. And he's sneaking in from behind. He sees Angel here. But can he take him down? There's a nearby Visage. Now he's
Bruce
got some
coming.
out. Here we go. Jump in. Burrow catches on both. Oh, wow. Nice assassination job coming out from Root Gaming. Quickly take down the Nature's Prophet and the Visage. Ink Dota also in the area. Has the Invis rune and the Exorcism. Level 2. Ready to go. Jump in. Burrow. Uh-oh. Union Gaming now. They had that buddy-buddy system before, but they're looking to get caught out, and this is what Root Gaming will love. Jericho, desperation, throw up back. Manages to steal out, but that's not going to be enough, as he should be able to fall here, and he does. Moving on in, though, is Razor trying to lock down your Tubby. Tubby does opt to step back. He does not have that Aegis, obviously, anymore. But Talera, godlike for the brew. And now, moving on in, it looks like Visage back from the dead, and His Majesty, the Wraith King Benjaz, trying to make a fight happen, but they quickly just throw him up and just isolate the Visage, and now that leaves His Majesty all alone. But Nature's Prophet does come in. Another double burrow coming out from Bankfish, and Talera,
Dire's middle tower
doesn't matter if
is
he doesn't have any more Primal Split. He's looking to make a fight happen on here. He's got plenty of armor now. He wants to move on in and take it to Benjaz. Benjaz with no more reincarnation. If he falls here, he is down for the count, and it looks like they will get him. Root Gaming, a team that's been known to make a big comeback and a big fight back. They're making it work right now, and one by one, Union Gaming are still trying to fight, and they keep losing more. This must be like an 8-0 now at the end of this one. Root Gaming, this is what they want. One at a time fighting coming out from Union. They are just way too persistent on trying to get this fight back in their favor, and it cripples them dramatically now. As you see, it says 5 on the fight recap, but what was that, really, 8? 9?
7, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
I know Visage went down twice. Nature's Prophet went down twice. Yeah, so that's easily 7.
Usually
Unreal.
just keeps overstaying. Like every time someone gets caught out, they just need to evacuate
Oof.
instead of trying to fight. You know,
That's
they lost 2 members, right? They lost the Visage and the
Nature's
Furion
Prophet.
pretty much
Yeah.
instantly.
Yes.
And then they just stick around a little bit too long, and you know, there's no reason for that.
It looked like they figured that, well, Root Gaming expended a lot to take down those couple of kills. Maybe this is our chance to open up on them, but Root Gaming were not backing down whatsoever, and they made it work. Even without the benefit of their ults in the back end there, they just were persistent, and they got it done. And that's huge. That's the biggest drop now in net worth, and before I can even get a recap there, Tubby the Fat, who had been struggling at the start, he's godlike now on your Slark. He's close to his Scotty. They're not done yet. They move on in, and Razor's done. This is terrible now. What looked like a questionable mid-game phase for Root Gaming has dramatically flipped over 180 in favor of them, as now they could just open on up, push on through, and take advantage of having that Death Prophet on their team. Oh boy, this
And I
is rough.
definitely think without Wraith King being really farmed, that Root have far superior late game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wraith King actually has nothing. You know, he's got a Blink Dagger and a Blade Mail.
Under attack.
He needs at least like 2 to 3 more items. He needs like a Mjolnir and an Assault Cuirass to be able to
Radiant's
carry.
middle tower has
And
fallen.
Razor's the best thing they got. He did go with that early Midas, so he does have Agnums and Midas. I knew this was coming. I didn't go over in time, but Bankfish was moving right to the south. He saw Nature's Prophet down there, and he had an Epi ready to go, and without a surprise, he just puts that Epi to use and takes down the Nature's Prophet solo. So maybe it was best we didn't see that, because it would have been quite ugly. 14 to 29 now, though. Wow. I'm telling you, Root Gaming, it's whenever you just think that they're out of it, somehow, some way, they take the game back. I saw it at the back end of the qualifiers, on the back of a Spectre. Ink Dota Spectre, I believe. No, he wasn't playing in the qualifier, but on the back of a Spectre, they took the game back and made it
I
a
think it
2-0
was a Lycus
series.
Spectre.
I believe it was yesterday also. They looked like they were going to be down, and they managed to pull it on back.
I'll take that.
Just a persistent team that has a lot of tenacity to not get, you know, too morally strucken. And they just have the opportunities open up and hand it over to him from Union Gaming, doing that one-of-a-time kind of a fighting. And it's rough.
The Panda picks up the AC. He's got 3,000 gold. Oh, this Panda is farmed. I wonder what he's going to go for next.
Oh, Tubby moves on in, sees Angel, wants that Angel blood. Angel does get a self-sprout out. Doesn't TP, though, as he does have company now, and Tubby's going to quickly get out of here, uses the pounce to do so. But yeah, I mean, you got to remember...
they have no answer for any of these heroes. Like, they can't do anything to this Slark. They can't do anything to this Brewmaster. I'm just having a hard time seeing what they can do to win this game at this point. You know, they were in such a commanding lead. And they took a couple of ill-advised fights when people had died already.
Tubby's going toe-to-toe with his Majesty. Sees the rotation in and is like, okay, that's enough for me. Moves back up and above, leaps up to the high ground. Trying to juke and jive, but Benjaz does have a Blink Dagger, moves on up to the high ground, gets the Ray Fire Blast off. Soul Assumption, not going to do a whole lot, kind of tickles Tubby the Fat on the back end side, and well, he just pulls out that Shadow Blade and says, see you
they're
later.
doing Roche at the same time.
Yeah, this is space created as they look to open up on Roche, who's already at half life, and that was 3-4 people trying to make a go on Tubby, and you're right, what are they going to do? There's not much they can do to even take down Slark at this point. It's looking like it's going to be Root Gaming's game to throw away. But from here on out, they should be able to put a lid on this one, as it shouldn't take a whole lot of extra effort. Your Brew now going to pick up that Aegis and move on down. He's got 3.4k himself. Very, very farm Brewmaster. I mean, what do you get at this point? Unless you want to go like a luxury refresher or something.
BKB, or... I think BKB is just the safe and best item he can get right now. He can just blink in, clap, hit them like 4 times, and then sweat.
And they're going to move on through the bottom. Your Ink Dota, still not 16 yet. Doesn't have the level 3 Exorcism. And they'll just add pressure on the bottom while you got Bankfish still moving on the top. The Sand King is doing a lot of his own stuff in different lanes, whether it's finding kills or side pushing. You know, we were expecting him to be a part of the big team fight with that Epi, but he's like, nah, I can get more solo kills. And he's on the hunt for Angel, seeing if he can cut him off. But Angel's where this time? Oh, boy. Oh, the Burrow's going to instead go on the creeps, and he's going to quickly take those down.
Yep. Looks like they're going to go for a little smoke play to try to get back in this game. I think they're going to find Lycus. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, get that support! Eye of the Storm, everything we can! Tubby jumps in, doesn't catch anyone with the pounce, but they quickly take down Witch Doctor. Can they also follow it up with a kill on Tubby? That's the question. Angel even comes over, committing all 5 on this one.
Oh, they might kill Tubby, too. That would be
This
huge.
is Bounty Gaming right now. If they can get a hold of Tubby, he was godlike. That is 773 gold. Without counting the extra bit here, which, wow. 1,200 for Visage alone. That's a lot of gold. If they can also take down the Brew, the Rubber Band could start to build up that tension. There's always that opportunity.
I mean, I think if at this point, if Root just 5-man and commit, it's pretty impossible for UG to win a fight. They would have to just walk into like their tier 4s or something for them to win a fight, I think, at this point.
Pull a Union Gaming and go
Unfortunately.
1-on-1 and then 1-on-1.
I mean, I hate to say that the game is so dire, but I didn't even mean for that to happen.
It's alright, dude. Sometimes for the best of us, it's just that natural, I guess. It's not looking dire for the dire. Oh. F4L. Catch him after the Dota game, folks. 2 drink minimum. Anyways, along the bottom, they jump on through. Talera, who's still holding that offshore account of a gold farm right now. 4,600. Obviously going to nurse a bit of that for his buyback. But we are questioning whether the next investment could be the BKB. Could be something luxurious. We'll find out in a moment. This is going to opt for the hood.
Level 16.
Yes.
Well.
The Exorcism now. That much more potent. Throws out the Crypt Swarm. The Nerf Swarm, I guess I can call it now. And they'll move on in and try to break high ground here, but they're still not moving as 5. You know, they're kind of split all up. Tubby is coming down from the north. Bankfish has been doing his own thing all game as a gypsy. But jumping on in, Talera wants to pull the trigger, pulls out the primal split. They're going to take down Angel. Desperation Blade Mail for him. Benjaz is going to fall. That's his first life down. Exorcism looking to unload. Jericho gets caught out on the side and quickly 3 fall. The first life if you count on the Wraith King. Buyback coming out from Angel to get right back into the fray. Visage gets isolated from Tubby the Fat. He gets a double kill for himself. Ink Dota caught out in the Sprout. Will end up falling now, but here comes Bankfish. Big epicenter. cleans out the rest. Razor, the only one to survive. They'd end up taking down 2, but all 5 fall. Make it 6. 2 more buybacks, though, come out from Razor and Rubik. This is pretty much the last hurrah for Union Gaming to try to take this game back, but not deterring whatsoever. Talera, confident, jumps on through, pulls out the Thunderclap, catches it on Jericho, but he's making that little bit extra space for them to finish out that tier 3. Razor gets big damage from that steal, but now he gets caught out, pounced on, and he gets quickly taken out, and that's enough. Union Gaming on their debut fight call the GG. And the classic Union Gaming pause right there at the end, as it looks like we will manage to wrap it on up. It only takes about 32 minutes for Root Gaming to take this game back, which looked like a bit of a rough start for them. They managed to get a hold of one of the biggest, most dramatic swings in a team fight I've seen in quite a while, and they take this game right back.
And honestly, I would say the play of the game was that SK roam on bot lane where he got the Invis rune and was able to get 2 kills and get his level 3. That was huge. Like, if they didn't get that, the Sand King had no jungle. You know, Tubby the Fat wasn't getting anything in the bottom lane. The Wraith King was just farming, and I'm pretty sure that Wraith King would have opted for a Midas had he not died there.
Yeah.
I mean, so pretty big play. Fortunate Invis rune, but they just had the better team fight and better mid-game execution.
Yep. It looked like it was Union Gaming's game for quite a while there, but it just crumbles. And Root Gaming still looks strong. I believe now, if I look over my standings here, that puts Root Gaming at 3-1. I think they're pretty slow at updating this Liquidpedia page. I don't know that Root Gaming has played more than just 1-2 games. This needs an update. Can someone from Liquidpedia out there please update this thing? I think they're at 3-1. That's my wager. But we'll have to see. They have another game played later today. But speaking of which, why don't I go ahead and pop up the schedule? Boom, there it is right above me. As you can see, the next matchup is actually going to be Sna, the Sneaky Nyx Assassins, taking on Trouf Squad Stay Free. Stay Free are currently 0-2 for a team of promising individuals. They're still trying to get their first victory in. So we're looking forward.
Root's 1-1, by the way.
Root is 1-1?
Yeah,
I think that
to
puts them at
Infinity
2-1 then.
Who else did they play? Did they play someone besides Infinity Star?
I don't know. I'm lost now. I could have sworn they've played at least 1 game a day. We'll find out for sure later. They're playing again today.
I'll check and then,
yeah, you look into it.
know
You
the
and your
next game.
sharp dress suit. Can you just get out there and get the job done, please? All right. Well, there's your schedule, folks. We got 5 games coming. That was just game number 1. It's Root who do come out on top. Next up, it's going to be Snot taking on Stay Free. We got more action coming for you. If you like what you heard, you can catch me over on Twitter at Coddle Guy. This gentleman, this handsome devil right here, you can catch him over on his Twitter at F4L Dota. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and throw it to some music. We'll be back in just a moment.